Godrej. You can hear me?
Good morning.
Well, Mr. Godrej, well, first up, we are at the coming to the end of this quarter. We have seen about 40 days of demonetization. What is your sense about the feeling on the ground? The advanced tax numbers of some of the FMCG companies actually came a little lower. We don't know how to, come to a conclusion about how the FMCG sector has done. What's your sense of the slowdown?
Well, it's difficult for me to tell how other companies in the sector have done, but we have done fairly well in this quarter. In November, our sales were a little lower than the previous November. In December to date, our sales are higher than in the corresponding period of December of last year. Okay. And we expect to end the year slightly higher than in the previous year. This is our Indian business. Of course, GCPL gets a little more than half its revenue from outside the country also.
Okay. Mr. Godrej, hi, good morning. I want to talk a little bit about Godrej Agrovet as well, because, there is a lot of talk in the market that at some point Godrej Industries may look to demerge Godrej Agrovet and eventually list it separately. Is that a plan that you would be looking towards?
First of all, Godrej Agrovet is a separate company. There's no question of demerging it. Godrej Agrovet is a subsidiary of Godrej Industries. And yes, it is possible that we may look to list it. It's currently a private company with a 20% shareholding from Temasek as a private equity investment. And we may look to list it after studying the situation. I think we would like to see how the demonetization goes along, how the UP elections and the Punjab elections go, and also we would like to see how GST is rolled out. Once all of that is known and there's a steady state in the economy, we may work on whether we want to list it or not.
Okay. Well, our economy moves, or rather policy moves in such a way that steady state never seems to be coming. We always think it's round the corner. It doesn't quite come. But GST now could get postponed a bit. So doesn't that push the Agrovet plan, if any, a little further off? I mean, you will want to see 1 year of GST?
No, not 1 year of GST. Once GST is implemented, that's good enough for us.
Okay. What's the sense you're getting from Delhi? Does it happen April 1st or pushed out because the winter session has gone by?
I think there is a possibility of it taking place on April 1st, but I feel latest it will be implemented will be July 1st.
Okay, so just coming back to the Godrej Agrovet business, if you are looking to list it at some point, can you tell us what kind of growth are you looking towards in this, in the segment? Some of the segments have done pretty well, like animal feed, etc. But over, say, a 1 year time horizon, what kind of turnover are we looking at?
Well, I can't give you any forward predictions, but we are doing very well in Godrej Agrovet. Now that this monsoon has turned out to be good, after 2 bad monsoons, Godrej Agrovet's businesses have done extremely well. Of course, our second quarter results have been published. Although it's a private company, it gets published in the consolidated results of Godrej Industries, and we expect to do very well in the coming quarters.
Okay. So could we be looking at a 2017 listing? I mean, are you targeting something in the next calendar year itself?
It's difficult to tell. It'll, as Lata mentioned, there are so many imponderables. It's difficult to tell. See, we do not need a listing for financial requirements as of now. However, Temasek has a clause that we should list when they want us to list. So it'll depend on their requirements also. There is no financial pressure for us to list at an early date. So we'll choose a timing and we'll work out, unless we have some large, good acquisition opportunities. Of course, we have recently made 2 reasonably major acquisitions, and if we get large acquisition opportunities, then even from a financial point of view, there'll be need to list.
Okay, that's interesting, sir. Temasek calls the shots, or both you and Temasek call the shots? in terms of listing?
Well, there is a clause in the agreement where Temasek has a right to ask the board to list, and the board. And Temasek is a very reasonable company, so obviously it will do it at a time which is appropriate for the company.
But you can do even if they don't ask.
Yes.
Okay, okay. So both of you retain equal rights. What's the size of this company and the pace of growth over the past 2 or 3 years?
Well, I don't know the exact numbers, but I think the sales turnover is around it's over 4,000 crore.
Okay.
And it's growing quite well. And it has many different areas of operation, including some operations outside India.
All right, sir. We will await your word on the acquisition bit or the listing bit. Thank you very much for joining us. And in case we don't speak with you, have a great 2017 yourself, Mr. Godrej.
Thank you. All the best. Good talking to you.
Okay, thanks a lot.